Hey, I'm going to break down very quickly how diabolical boxing is and boxing fans are. How silly boxing fans are and the sport of boxing is. Why boxing is the Wild Wild West and fantasy land. There is no equality in boxing. There is no morals in boxing, etc. So, a few people hit me up and they stated that first ballot Hall of Fame, 3-division champion, former undisputed lightweight. I want y'all to pay attention to these accolades. I mention these accolades for a reason. Former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight champion, who is top 5, whether you like it or not, pound for pound best fighters in the world. At the very least, top 10, right? Devin the Dream Haney, superstar boxer. Devin Haney never really wanted to fight and is ducking the offer made by superstar boxer, who's one of the faces, one of the cash cows in the sport of boxing, undefeated Gervonta Tank Davis, who has 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 28 wins by way of knockout. No doubt, Tank Davis is a bigger draw than Devin Haney. There's no debating that. Devin Haney doesn't debate that. Father, trainer, manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, Bill Haney doesn't debate that. They understand that. Tank Davis offers them a 70-30 split. And Bill says, we're not taking that, with no guaranteed purse. Right? That's a bad deal. When we could offer you $15 million guaranteed, 55-45 split in your favor still. So you still getting, the pay-per-view is still in your favor. Right? We guaranteeing you $15 million plus 55% of the pay-per-view shares and revenue that we make off the fight, which is going to be a massive fight. It's going to do 1 million pay-per-view buys. And it's the biggest fight in boxing. You win, right? And people said that Devin Haney is ducking the 70-30 offer Tank Davis offered them, when Tank Davis said, y'all do as I say. I spoke, I said this is the offer, make it happen. Devin and Bill said, we ain't taking that deal. That garnered people to say that Devin was ducking Gervonta Tank Davis, and that Devin never really wanted to fight him. Now Devin is in negotiations out of his control with his number 1 mandatory challenger, undefeated superstar boxer, former WBO lightweight, Keyshawn the Businessman Davis. 15 wins, no losses, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout. Keyshawn Davis has had 1 title fight in his entire career. Yes, he has sold out in his hometown, Norfolk, Virginia. Keyshawn is not a multi-division champion. He has 15 total fights. I have high praise for Keyshawn and his skill set, but I'm talking about accomplishments. He's not top 10 pound for pound on nobody's pound for pound list. Okay? He's never beaten a major fighter. One champion, Dennis Baranchik, he beat. Right? And he beat, he beat 2 former champions, right? The WBO, World Boxing Organization, mandates that they go to negotiations, and if they can't come to an agreement, they go to a purse bid, etc., right? But their mandate rules because his manager, Jay Prince, petitioned the WBO to make Keyshawn number 1 and the mandatory challenger, Per WBO rules, the split is 75-25 in favor of the champion. This is what you asked for. You asked to be in this position. You asked the WBO to make you the mandatory. That's per their rules, not Devin Haney. That's per their rules. And so this is the offer that's on the table per the WBO rules. And people saying this is Devin Haney ducking Keyshawn because Keyshawn deserves more than 25%. How does he deserve more than 25%? But Devin doesn't deserve more than 30% against Tank Davis, when only behind Tank Davis, Devin Haney is the highest grosser in their generation, in their era of fighters. He's the highest grosser behind Gervonta Tank Davis. He's the biggest seller behind Gervonta Tank Davis. He's the most accomplished out of them all. Shakur is, yes, a 4-division champion, but Devin has beaten better opposition and has become undisputed in doing so, and is a 3-division champion. And is the higher grosser than Shakur. It's not even comparable to him and Keyshawn. At least you comparing Devin and Tank accomplishments. He's more accomplished than Tank. Tank is just a bigger star because he has a rabid fan base. And he gets knockouts. He's excited. But Devin doesn't deserve more than 30%? Or a guaranteed purse with Tank, with his resume, his accomplishments, and the money he's earned, and what he means to Tank Davis's career. If Tank Davis fights him, this would be at the very least Tank's second highest fight, if not the biggest fight of his career, because of where Devin Haney is now compared to where Ryan Garcia was then. Tank and Devin's going to do at least 1 million pay-per-views, guaranteeing them 15 million, but that's not enough. Devin should take 70-30. But the WBO ordering Keyshawn to get 25% is not enough, and an indication that Devin is ducking Keyshawn, where Keyshawn has done nowhere near close. So Devin is all his accomplishments is only worth 5% more of what Keyshawn has done with 1 title fight and 15 fights. Make that make sense. He has double the amount of fights Keyshawn has, double the amount of divisions won and world champions, and became an undisputed champion. Keyshawn is not even close to that. But that only all of those things Devin Haney has, and is a bigger grosser than Keyshawn by far. But that only means that Devin is worth 5% more. And instead, and get this, Devin is not even the one, Devin and Bill is not even the one saying that Keyshawn got to take 75-25 split in favor of Devin. That's per the WBO rules that Keyshawn himself asked for. Make this make sense. Keyshawn wanted the WBO, and Keyshawn's manager wanted the WBO to make him the mandate, so he couldn't continue to negotiate with Shakur Stevenson, right? And have to make a decision to drop the belt or fight him, right? He asked for this, but he don't deserve it. And Devin should go out his way to give Keyshawn more than what Keyshawn asked for. Because you shouldn't have asked for it if you didn't know the rules. So you mean to tell me Jay Prince wasn't aware that if he's the mandatory, he's only going to get 25%? That's being bad. That's bad business, isn't it? On part, shouldn't Keyshawn look at it and be like, bro, you should have knew this, right? Man, y'all diabolical, bro. This sport is a circus, bro. That's all I got for y'all, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.